Here's an AMI This Week shortcut with Alex Smyth.
The sound of crashing waves, the roar of engines churning, and the bang of gunfire. Those were some of the sounds that the 250-man crew of the HMCS Haida would have heard and felt during their time on board. Today, the Haida sits silently in Hamilton, Ontario, where visitors can walk the decks of the 377-foot-long vessel. To get a true snapshot of what life was like on the Haida, I had to come when the weather was at its worst. It's rainy, it's windy. This is true naval weather.
You smell a lot of gasoline while you're here. But when you are here, you have a great opportunity to explore this ship that was, there when we invaded Normandy. I'm Rachel Wyatt. I'm a heritage presenter here at the HMCS Haida, operated by Parks Canada. So the HMCS Haida is a World War II tribal-class destroyer. The Haida is the fightingest ship in the Royal Canadian Navy. We earned that moniker for our 20 years of service and for sinking 14 enemy vessels. That was the most that any Canadian ship had managed.
On board the Haida, you are surrounded by a myriad of rooms and corridors that display the ship's original features. While the interior is mostly painted white to make the space seem larger, you can't help but wonder how the crew managed these tight spaces. Fortunately, this iconic piece of Canadian military history offers some activities for visitors who want to immerse themselves with the past.
There are some interesting features of the radio room. It's one of the few places on the ship where you'll actually see wood, particularly on the walls. That's because wood is a better sound insulator than metal, so it helped to keep the sound of those messages there in the room.
Rachel gets me to spell out the ship's code, CGJD, while referring to a Morse code chart in front of me.
We're gonna start with C.
Okay, so it is a dash dot dash dot.
Yep. Right, so
Okay.
then we need G.
G, so dash dash dot.
J.
J is dot dash dash dash.
And then D.
D, dash dot dot. There we go.
So that's it. That is our name in Morse code.
After I picked up Morse code, I couldn't help but have a bit of fun with it. The weather is turning really bad outside. I know we're on a ship, but I don't know how much time we have. I gotta send out an SOS. Hopefully someone hears it. During downtime, the main crew would have been in the mess halls, where they relaxed, ate, and even slept using hammocks.
Now, getting into a hammock was a bit of a feat.
Yeah.
So you can see here that there's really no ladder.
This hammock is about 4.5, 5 feet off the ground right now.
It is, yes. And so to get into a hammock, you actually had to grab onto one of these bars.
Okay.
And you're basically doing a pull-up to get in.
Alrighty, well, I guess I gotta give it a try if I
Gotta
want to
give it a
experience life
try.
as a sailor. I grab onto the overhead bar and hoist myself up. Oh, aha! Success! I can't believe I did it! Now just for a relaxing sleep. There was no time to rest, however, as there was work to be done with the ship's main guns.
So with our 4-inch twin high-angle gun, one of the things that we really love to let visitors do is to level the gun. So that is to raise and lower the barrels. It is a lot of fun, and it's relatively easy.
Let's see if it's getting in position. Yep, according to the sights, it's close. Walking through the ship, one thing becomes very apparent. I guess accessibility wasn't top of mind when they built this ship. Ducking at every turn and watching my shins at every doorway, the Haida was built for practical purposes in warfare. But now that it's out of service, Parks Canada is working to make the site more accessible, including exploring the use of technology to bring history to life.
This ship speaks very well to Canada's participation in the Second World War. As people who served in the Second World War are no longer really with us, that generation is passing away. This is an opportunity for people to come and stand where that history took place, to hear the stories and to learn them and make a real meaningful connection.
If you want to learn more about this amazing ship, visit pc.gc.ca/Haida.